Season 52, War number 10. Today we've matched up against J-Win, and the bands are Count Nefaria, Lady Deathstrike, Silk, Spider-Man 2099, and Ironheart. My team today is Mr. Negative, Photon, and Onslaught. I have only 5 fights this war, but I'll take a decent little break after my previous war, And we're starting on Path 5 once again. I genuinely don't remember if there's been a war where I haven't been on Path 5 yet this season. But I'm going to activate all my boosts because I'm going to get this entire war done in 1 cycle of boosts, ideally. And then I have a mutant power back boost for this Onslaught fight, even though this is the only Onslaught fight I have this war. I originally had 2. I was going to take another mini-boss, but we ended up sending a larger Onslaught because mine's only rank 5A. So since we had another one, we just changed the assignment real quick. So I would have had 6 fights, but it's fine. I'll take the 5th one. Only 5. So basically, this Killmonger is just gonna get to an SP2 and he's gonna die. I activated Power Start 1 because I knew I'd need one for the war fight afterwards. So it just kind of ended up working out that Onslaught very well benefits from a PS1 anyway. And yeah, I was going to need one for the Enchantress fight coming up. So this Killmonger is basically dead. He's not really anything to Onslaught on that node because, yeah, he's just Onslaught food, and Onslaught gets assigned so many times that I feel like it's just kind of a weird placement for him. But then again, there's almost nowhere on the map that Killmonger is safe from Onslaught, so fair enough. Next up, we're fighting Enchantress on node 14. 8th Enchantress this season. I think like the 4th time I faced her on this specific node. But anyway, I'm just trying to... I don't know why I threw a medium there. That was stupid. I should have tried to counter it with my evade. So a bit of a dumb move, but there she misses my evade anyway, so I'm like, just can we screw this 30% chance to evade? It happens like all the time. I mean, to miss. Yeah, I meant 30% chance to miss. But anyway, I'm just going to go for a special 2 here. She's going to be at 1 bar afterwards, but I'll just anti-bait it and let the degens take her out. Hopefully she doesn't throw it, and then yeah, she doesn't choose to, so there we go. That's that fight. And then next up we move on to Section 2, where I'm on Path 8. This defense did not have a lot of great fights for my team because they placed almost no Mystics in Section 2. So I ended up going to Path 8 just because we figured Mr. Negative could take these fights. And then my team, because I have to drag Photon with me all the time, it's usually pretty limited. So yeah, I'm on Path 8 just because it's usually an easier path. And not specifically because Negative is very good for these fights, it's just because I can make them work. Like this Magneto, which he's tactics, so I'm just gonna do the things I need to do to keep my heal block up and then let these degens take him out. I didn't even ramp to my max degens because I didn't really care. He dies in 40 seconds anyway. And then next up is definitely an unideal matchup, but we're fighting this Gladiator on node 35. We're basically just trying to keep the heal block up as often as possible and then make sure he doesn't have a lot of confidence because if he has more buffs than me, he's going to have power gain, which we can reduce with the heal block. It's just not always the easiest to keep the heal block up with Negative. It helps if you're fighting a stun immune champion. But yeah, Negative does have to worry about that a little bit. The Gladiator is awakened, so he's going to have some power gain at the start of the fight because of the vigilance, but after that goes away, usually I'm in a good spot. I really wish he didn't do a double heavy there because that forced me to dex one more time than I wanted to and then throw an SP2 before I wanted to. But it's fine. Now we're reversing his ability power rate, which is pretty great. I think it's like tactic champs, you can't reverse it, but against these non-tactic champs, you can. And I don't know how many non-tactic champs I've used Negative for this season, so I don't think I even knew that you could reverse it. Or maybe you can reverse tactic champions power gain, and I've just fought Enchantress too many times to remember how the tactic works because you can't fully reverse hers. I'm just yapping at this point. The fight's already over. He's gonna degen to death right there. So yeah, it's not an ideal matchup, but we knew Negative could make it work. So last fight is going to be Man-Thing on node 38 with Mr. Negative. Normally I fight Sasquatch here all the time. I think I've taken the Sasquatch on 38 6 times this season already. So Man-Thing being here is definitely different, but it's literally the exact same game plan. We're just going to get to an SP3, and he's going to die. And actually, it's easier to fight the Man-Thing here than Sasquatch because you don't have to run an invul, because Man-Thing's combat power rate is not insane like Sasquatch's is. You saw me pause the fight there. There's just something going on IRL that I had to tend to for like 30 seconds, so I just sped it up. I'm also gonna be really dumb and try to counter Man-Thing's special attacks and just not do it right. So that's cool. But either way, we drop the SP3. It's gonna do a bunch of burst damage. Man-Thing is one of the biggest health pools in the game, so I am going to have to use double SP3, but that's alright. I think I used double SP3. Maybe I actually just try to kill him with basic combos, because he is already at 34%, and I do obviously have some extra damage from that Fury from Ebb and Flow knockdown. Either way, I'm going to go for an evade there, reapply the slow and the heal block, and now I'm just like, okay, can you die already? So I think I'm just going to go for another SP3, because I know that's effectively going to finish the job. But there's a world where I could have just like knocked him down and then chipped him off with basic attacks and burst damage. But it's not going to matter. Like, we're just going to get another bar of power, and then it's going to be lights out for him. So, yeah, not much to say. We're just getting to 3 bars, and then I'm going to knock him down right before, make sure my heal block still has duration on it, and it does. So I trigger the power gain there, relic into a heavy. Actually, I'm going to bait this special attack real quick, and then yeah, the fight's over. So we're going to drop the SP3, and then like the first tick of burst damage will finish the job. And then that is my war. That's war 10. We did win this war quite convincingly. I swear, we've never seen opponents who took so long to clear the map than this. Like, there was like 16 hours left in the war, and they'd still taken only two fights. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I guess they wanted to see what our death count looked like, and maybe they didn't like what they saw, so they just decided to give up or something, because they put up 50 deaths, but I don't know. Either way, I just know that means with this war, we have secured Masters for our 2nd season ever. So that's really cool. And there is a chance we place top 10. We just need to win one of our next 2 wars, War 11 and War 12, just one of them. Don't know who we match in either of those wars yet at the time of recording this, but hopefully just at least one of them is something we feel we can win, and then we'll have top 10. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.